Wow, he's finally here. Wow, yeah. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing. You. 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 Hey, right here. Hey, you, Joe Biden. You.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com, ladies and gentlemen, four-time indictment champ, Donald Trump. Nobody make a shirt like this, man. I graphic designed and did this shirt, and this is probably the coldest shirt I've seen in the game. I really do think Trump is going to beat these indictments. They've done too much. One indictment, you say, did he really do it? 4, 5 indictments, y'all, it's a witch hunt. Make sure you put in discount code, what would we do? Trump 4X. Put in Trump 4X, and you will get 30% off the entire store. Trump 4X. Get 30% off the entire store. Link is in the bio. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this. Now, somebody explain to me how Joe Biden is the most disgraceful president of all time, given the fact that he goes down into Hawaii as the president of the United States, give a lame duck speech, and then falls asleep at a I don't know what it was, a conference or something that he was at, where he just falls asleep. There's people, I can see people in the video crying, mourning the loss of their loved ones and other people that they know. And this fool is in the midst of these people as the president of the United States, and he is asleep. He's asleep. Now listen to a couple of the stupid comments he made during this trying time in Lahaina, I think this was called. Listen to some of the things that he said, and you tell me whether or not it's going to be received well. Go to clip 2.
Best way to show Hawaii that he cares is to lie. This isn't empathy. This is ego, and it's insulting. Another. Even by Joe's low standards, this trip was a debacle. Our tone-deaf commander-in-chief takes off from the Lake Tahoe home of a Democratic donor, does a flyby of the island, then turns around to go back on vacation. Mission accomplished. End quote. Jackie Heinrich is in Lake Tahoe, where the president is, in fact, back on vacation. Jackie.
Hey, Harris. Even before he landed in Hawaii, the president's visit was seen as a cleanup to his initial failed response. He took a lot of criticism for not giving this blaze enough attention initially, and even more for that blunt no comment when he was asked to weigh in on the death toll when he was coming off the beach in Rehoboth, Delaware. However, he carved this day out of his week-long vacation in Tahoe. His motorcade was met with protesters, some of them shouting profanities and flipping him the middle finger, and his attempt to relate to the loss and devastation in Lahaina, recounting that story of the kitchen fire 15 years ago, many said missed the mark.
I saw them flying, but, the anger is normal. Multi-million-dollar photo op. We could have used that money directly to Lahaina.
I think it was a little bit tone deaf. However, I can understand how he was trying to meet us somewhere and say, I understand. I mean, a car and your kitchen is kind of just a little sad to hear, I mean, I think people really want to see you show up for us and provide an eighth of what you're giving to Ukraine.
Now, that wasn't the clip I wanted, but that was another clip I was going to go to. I'm glad that we, kind of circle back on that clip, because I think it's important to hear that. I mean, listen to what the people are saying. I mean, it's not even rocket science. It's like, come on. We giving all that money to Ukraine. We got something happens in Hawaii. And not something. This is catastrophic. They said that this was one of the most deadliest fires in the last century. A fire that was more deadly than this one happened over a century ago. That's over 100 years ago. This is one of the deadliest fires ever. And Joe Biden is not, like, I don't understand. I'm not even a president. But if I went there, I don't need to tell stories. You just need to let the people talk. Tell them that I support you. I'm going to do everything I can to help you recover and make things right here. I'm going to do what's in my power. I understand loss, but I cannot understand the loss that you guys have had. You don't need to tell your little fake stories.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home on a little lake. It's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside, I watched the firefighters, the way they responded. You know, there's an old expression. I grew up right across the street from a fire hall in Claymont, Delaware. And the expression is, God made man, then he made a few firefighters. You're all crazy, thank God. The only people who run into flames to help other people. And they ran into flames to save my wife and save my family. Not a joke. The smoke, and the firefighters here can tell you, sometimes smoke is so thick from the windows out, it was that thick inside the home. And we were insured. We did not have any problem. But being out of our home for a better part of a year was difficult. I can only imagine what it's like to lose your home.
I don't know. I almost threw up in my mouth listening to how stupid he is. Dude, think about this for a minute. I want everybody listening to think about this. People have lost their family members. They've died. They've been burned alive. They're charred, laying in the middle of the street. People are walking down the street encountering dead people all over the street. And people are missing. So some people have lost their family members, and some people don't know where their family members are at because they're missing. Some people jumped in the water and have been swept away. It is chaos. It looks like Armageddon. And this nut job decides to give a lame story to the working class people in Lahaina and talk about how he has a house with a pond in the backyard. Then he talks about how he almost lost his 67 Corvette and his cat. You gotta be tripping. Nobody care about you losing a cat, bruh. They're still finding people. I can't. Ladies and gentlemen, my brain. This dude is such a disgrace. If Trump did this, I'd be just as upset. Brother, do you understand where you at? People, this is probably working class people that live in this area. Yeah, there's probably tourism and stuff there. I know a lot of people that go to Maui, they go to Lahaina. And you got working class people there. They've lost everything. They didn't almost lose a Corvette. They didn't almost lose a cat. They lost family members. People are probably in the audience they inconsolable, just crying, hoping that the president gives them hope, hoping that he's going to tell them that everything is going to be okay. Now, at some point, he may have stumbled across, slipped over the podium, fell, and said that, but that wasn't a strong statement. Given the story about you being a wealthy dude, almost losing your 67 Corvette, as if that's comparable to losing a loved one, you are out of touch. To be honest, if you're a genuine person and you're like a normal person, this is not that hard. You go down there and you give them hope. Even if you got to look at somebody's speech of hope, just, listen to somebody else say something and then try to take some of that with you. Maybe you can mimic some of the most inspiring speeches that you've heard. Do something, fool. Don't come up and talk about your Corvette in a pond in the back of your house. You on Martha's Vineyard talking about you almost lost your cat in your 67 Chevy that you paid $1.3 million for at an auction. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He was really talking about the classified documents that almost burnt up in his house. Anyway, what a stew head. Here's some other Lahaina residents.
And then, as far as building a better community or better homes than what we have, I unfortunately didn't like that. Because like for our Kapuna and the Lahaina family, and for a lot of people that had lost what they had lost, there's no replacing that. There's no better. There's no new. There's no better than that, And, forgive me if I might have misunderstood him, but yeah, that didn't sit very well with my heart when he said that. Yeah.
Yeah, sweetheart, you heard him right. He's an idiot. But we're going to go out there and we're going to build back better. You stupid. You're going to build back. These people lost everything. You can't build back pictures and memories and family members. You're going to build back better. I'm going to build you a new house. No, Granny had the house for 70 years. You ain't building it back, Biden. Ain't nobody care about your stupid slogans. Y'all, they ain't got no heart. These people have no heart. They have no soul. They're soulless people. Biden don't know. He can't connect with people. I would never say, well, you know what? I know that everything burnt down, but that's an opportunity for us to build back better. What are you talking? You gonna build my grandma back? She dead. She got burnt up. I saw her ash-filled body. I will never recover. All of our pictures, all of our memories. I remember eating with my meemaw in that house where she used to make the cornbread and the beans and with the neck bone in it. And we used to pour the juice over the cornbread. My grandma ain't never coming back, and I'll never be able to eat that meal at that table that I remember my whole life. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Hold the phone. I'll be back after the break.